Good morning, one and all. Once again, we appreciate you being here today for the webinar on preparing the roadmap for digital transformation. I'm Harita, an executive with KaarTech, and I'll be your host for today's webinar. Let us begin by looking at the agenda for today. We'll start exploring the digital transformation of core, edge, and beyond edge. Moving on, we'll be assessing your readiness and preparing for digital transformation path. Later, we'll get into the understanding the necessity of assessment with crafting the digital transformation roadmap, and we'll conclude with some inspiring stories and Q&A session. It's now time to get started to our main presentation. Before that, I must say we are so privileged to have assembled a distinguished panel of experts to guide us through the journey of knowledge and discovery. Our speakers today here are not just leaders in their respective fields, but also passionate advocates for advancing understanding and innovation. Both of them bring a wealth of knowledge and a unique perspective that promises to enrich our discussion and broaden our horizons. Before handing over the forum to the speakers, I would like to encourage all of you to participate actively in the polls, which will be frequently posted in the chat box. And please do drop your questions in the Q&A box as we go along. We'll try to answer as many questions possible towards the end of the session. Without further ado, let us extend a warm virtual welcome to our speakers of the day, Mr. Shoyeb Kabir Ahmed, our Head of Digital Transformation and Consulting KaarTech, and Mr. Girish Murli, Head of Data Engineering and Analytics KaarTech, to share their words of wisdom on roadmap to digital transformation. I now request Mr. Shoaib to please take over from here.
Thank you, Harita. Very good morning. Uh, Hello, everyone. A very warm, very good morning to all of you. I hope you all are doing well. My name is Shoaib Ahmed. I carry over 18 years of experience, and I worked in both uh, in the domain as well as in the IT companies. I'm with Car Technologies for last 2 years. I have been part of the digital transformation in various capacities, both from the provider, which is nothing but the vendor side of the business, like working for the CarTech and other IT providers. And again, I was part of the digital transformation journeys as a part of the internal IT team working for the different manufacturing companies. In my recent engagement, I worked with two digital transformation assessment, and also I worked into a solution audit project. I hope this session will definitely add value to your digital transformation journey. Girish, over to you, please, for your introduction.
Thank you, Shoyeb, and a very warm welcome and good morning to everyone joining us today. So, my name is Girish. I take care of the data engineering and data science practice back in KaarTech. So, I am the practice lead over here and been supporting KaarTech for more than 8 years now. And I have started my career out as an analytics consultant, been helping customers achieve the data-driven organization dream, supporting them in various aspects of data, helping them have all the data accommodated, and also helping them drive towards their digital transformation business. So once again, thank you everyone. Over to you, Shoyeb.
Thank you, Girish, for your introduction. For the session today, I have been supported by my backend team. I have a team member called Kritika who helped us to put this presentation together. I have Harita who is helping to host the co-host this webinar today, and I have also got Akhilesh who is helping us to drive the question and answer and other part of the session today. Already, Harita talked about the agenda for today. So as a part of the 40 to 45 minutes before we get into the question and answer part of the session today, I will be talking on the various aspects of the digital transformation. As the topic of the today, preparing your digital transformation journey, I will be talking on the various aspects of the digital transformation. That will be followed by the inspiring case studies or the success stories that we were part of, and later we will have the Q&A session. So without further ado, let us begin. So the very first thing that I want to talk upon the different methodologies or the terminologies that come along when we talk on the digital transformation. I'm sure many of you would be familiar with these terms, but in the beginning, I would like to bring my understanding to each along with each one of you, and again try to kind of clear the doubt or the kind of ambiguity between these various terminologies. So no, the terminologies are digitization, digitalization, and digital transformation. We have seen in various settings these terminologies are used in a, let us say improperly. So when we say digitization, we are talking somewhere on the era from 1960s to 1980s. This was also the era of the industrial automation. So basically, it was the era of the introduction of the personal computers and the mainframe kind of system. And that time, it allowed us to scan the documents, and also it allowed us to kind of scan and store the music files. Okay, so that was the era of digitization. When we talk about the digitalization, also we are talking about the era which starts from early 1990s, and that was followed, that was there until early 2000s. So the digitalization era, with the advent of technologies like broadband internet and the various digital communication channels, now it allowed us to go for the process automation. So that was the era of digitalization. And when with the improvement and the wide adoption of cloud computing or the cloud, with mobile, with big data, with AI, ML, IoT, blockchain, and there are many other technologies out there. These are the different digital transformation technologies. The digital transformation era began somewhere in 2000s. And today also it is continuing, and it is impacting us in our daily lives. So let's try to understand this with an example of the Netflix. The Netflix digitization era began with a DVD rental by email, by mail service. So Netflix offered customers to order DVDs online instead of visiting the physical video rental store. Could order their DVDs online, sitting in the comfort of their home, and they need not to visit the brick and mortar store. That was followed by the digitalization of the Netflix, and that started with the streaming of the content online. Uh, as an impact, the physical DVDs got eliminated. There are no more DVDs available, as we see, and this also provided user to kind of to see the movies or the content through the wide variety of the movie library available to them. And at the same time, it enabled Netflix to give the personalized recommendation, because they started kind of collecting the huge amount of data from the users who was using the Netflix services. Then Netflix started kind of they started investing heavily in their content production and global expansion. This opened up the digital transformation era for them. And now if you see that Netflix has disrupted the entire entertainment industry. They are not only doing the content creation, but they are also producing the award-winning original series. And this digital transformation challenged all over world the traditional cable TV old state. And again, it creates a massive, wide impact to your organization. So that is what we are referring to the digital transformation. So to begin with, we thought to kind of clear the thoughts around the digitalization, and digital transformation. Now, when we talk on the scope of change, scope of change and the technology adoption, which are needed for digitalization and digital transformation is very different, very high. So the technology as adoption and the scope of change which is needed for the digital transformation is disproportionately high. It is very, very high compared to digitization and digital transformation. I hope these definitions will certainly help the organization who are trying to chart to the journey of digital transformation. The second part of the discussion today, let us talk on the digital native companies, or these are also called as the digital native brands. Now, who are they? These digital native brands are born online. They are the likes of Ubers and Airbnbs. They don't have any physical store, brick and mortar kind of setup to them. So this is one more set of digitally transformed, digitally born companies. Again, they are kind of impacting, disrupting the industry like no other. So some of the examples that are put up here. So this is just to clear some of the important terms related to the digital transformation. Now let us talk on the pillars or the basic technologies, the fundamental technologies which are impacting or which are driving the digital transformation. So there are many technologies out there. There are so many technologies out there. To name a few, we have 3D printing, we have augmented reality, we have virtual reality, we have blockchain, we have robotics, digital twin, and many others. But if you see the cloud, big data, artificial intelligence, and Internet of Things are four technologies which are impacting the most when it comes to the digital transformation of any enterprise, any organization. By the way, these technologies are not new. They are there quite some time. There are people you may find in the market who have done their PhDs in artificial intelligence back in 1980s or so. But if you see the adoption, the adoption of these four technologies in the recent 5 to 7 years timeline is dramatically high. It is dramatically increasing. As a part of car technologies, as a part of DigiWorld services, we work for all these technologies. We work for cloud, we work for artificial intelligence, we work for uh, we work for big data. We also work for IoT. We offer and work for all these technologies. Now, this particular study is there when it comes to how the digital transformation maturity is there across the different industries worldwide. So on your screen, you see these industries are classified into three categories. They are categorized as leaders who are having their digital maturity at a very high level. Then there are certain industries which are average, and then there are certain industries which are laggards when it comes to the digital transformation. Now, if you ask me to infer from this particular study, let's take an example. Let's take an example. Let us say you come from the building materials industry. Building material industry is nothing but the cement manufacturing company, or you come from a mining company, or let us say you come from the chemical industry. The chemical industries could have the chemical manufacturing units. It can also have the food processing companies. Now let us say there's both building materials and the chemical industries. They fall in the ladder in the category of digitally transformed or very matured very matured companies when it comes to the digital transformation. Now you should determine which state of digital transformation you are. Is your company or is your organization, they are still into the digitization era, or they are into the digitalization era, or they are somewhere into the digital transformation part of the journey. If for some reason, if you find yourself that you are in digitization yourself as an organization, or you are one of the department in your company, if they are part of, for some reason they are into digitization or digitalization kind of phase, then it's essential for you to accelerate your digital transformation journey promptly. Otherwise, your digitally capable competitors, they will definitely going to impact your market revenue, which will also impact you by losing some of the market share. So that is how I infer, or we can infer this particular study of the digital maturity of the different industries worldwide. Now let's directly jump into as an organization, I want to chart a digital transformation journey. So where should I start? Okay, so the very first step is going to be assessing your readiness for the digital transformation. As we all know, digital transformation is not a project. There is no definite start and there is no definite end of any of the digital transformation journey. It is a journey. So there are different projects that will be happening across your company, across the different departments and different business units of your company. If you are a multinational company, it will be happening in different parts of your company, in different parts of the world. So that is what the digital transformation journey is. To begin with this journey, the very important thing to begin with is the readiness of your digital transformation. And when we say the readiness assessment, so here we are referring to three important pillars of the transformation. Number one, we are talking about the people. That is a very important tenet, and the readiness of that to be assessed before even you embark on your digital transformation journey. Number two part is the process, and number three part is the technology. How should you do that? This can happen by having the series of workshops with your key stakeholders within your organization. As a result, you will be getting the skills which are needed to basically drive your digital transformation. You will also get the as is and the to be states of your organization. You will understand the training needs. You will understand the change management, what kind of change management that you should have along the way when you chart on your digital transformation journey. And also, it will also give you some sort of glimpse when it comes to your process to have the high level of business capability or business maturity assessment. Depending on your organization, depending on the culture of your organization, it may take several weeks, it may take several months of time. But this is the imperative, this is the prerequisite before any organization, before you embark on your digital transformation journey. Now, this is followed by preparing for the digital transformation journey. Now, you understood at a very high level what are your assets when it comes to people, the process, and the technology. Now, this will help you to take that particular understanding from your previous step to your executives and the business and get their buy-in. Without their buy-in, it is very difficult to embark on the digital transformation journey. They are the one who will be approving the budget and any other support which are needed for your digital transformation. This will be followed by the formation of the CDO office. The CDO stands for the Chief Digital Officer. The CDO role is the executive role within this digital transformation organization, and it is a senior level executive should be having leading this particular role. This is relatively new. It focuses on digital transformation, enhancing customer experience, and promoting innovation. The CDO, the Chief Digital Officer, will be the one who will drive the change using technology. He will help to foster the innovation, and also he will help to build the required digital talent in order to have your journey successful. To do that, the CDO will collaborate with the senior leaders of your organization to basically align the digital efforts with their business goals. He will also evaluate the different tech infrastructure, the technology infrastructure, and the different trends in the market. And he will be the one who will become a kind of Spock, the single point of contact when it comes to engaging the external partners who bring the expertise and trends when it comes to the different part of the digital transformation of your organization. This will be followed by building a cross-functional team. Then you have to think of building a cross-functional team. What do I mean by building a cross-functional team? Now, assume you come from a health provider company. You're the one who is running the health provider business, kind of hospital kind of business. Then in that case, your cross-functional team may be comprising of the people from IT. They will be coming from the patient safety. They will be coming from the compliance department. They may also come from the sales and the marketing kind of thing. Now, let us say you come from the manufacturing company. Then the different value chain of your manufacturing company, the different department of your manufacturing company should become the part of this cross-functional team. So if I say manufacturing company, you may have people from the manufacturing team, you may have people from the supply chain team, you may have people from the planning team, you may have people from the finance, from the sales, from the marketing, from the procurement, and so on. So that becomes the third and important step as a part of forming this cross-functional team. There is one rule to form, as we know, there are three categories of people which generally exist in any company. So there is a one category of person which wants to continue with what they have done so far. They want to continue with the status quo. They don't want to change. There is a second category of people. They are kind of confused. They are 50% ready to change, and they are 50% ready not to change. But if the organization is moving towards change, they will be the one who will adopt to change, who will adopt and adapt to the change. There's a third category of people who are the champions of the change. They are the one who want to keep on innovating themselves. They are the one who want to learn the new technologies. They are the one who want to drive the change, who want to become the drivers of the change. So you need to basically bring the third category of the people who want to be the drivers of the change. If as an organization, you do not tap into this third category of people, they will find their employment somewhere else. So this is the perfect team to have them as a part of the cross-functional team. Let us follow the fourth step here. The fourth step is about the training of the cross-functional team. This is one more important aspect. Now, this cross-functional team you assemble, now you need to train them. You need to enable them. You need to enable them on the digital transformation technologies. By enabling them, you are not converting them as a technical expert of that particular technology. Now, let us say if you are training some of the people on the robotic process automation or the artificial intelligence technologies, that means you are not converting them as an expert of artificial intelligence or the robotic process automation. What you all are doing is you are kind of giving the enablement and training to them what this technology all about, and you're also enabling them to know and to understand the different use cases which are relevant to this particular technologies for your particular industry. The enablement should empower this cross-functional team. Later, they should be able to go back to their respective department, respective business department, and should be able to identify the potential business use cases which can become the part of your digital transformation journey. Now, to explain this particular point, and now let us talk something related to the robotic process automation. Now, let us say you come from the logistics company. You work for a company like DHLs and the Aramex kind of businesses out there in Saudi Arabia. Okay, and now let us say you are kind of processing different customer orders by reading the emails. You have got several customers across Saudi Arabia. They are sending you different emails, and based on email, there is one team sitting and they are creating the customer's order in your system. Now the team, the cross-functional team that you identified and that you enabled them, this team should be able to identify a potential use case of robotic process automation of automating the creation of sales order or the customer order by reading the emails. So that is what I was meaning for from enabling and training this cross-functional team on the digital transformation technologies. Now this RPA kind of cases, when you if you come from the logistics company, can also be applicable to different other business departments or different other business processes. This could be related to your inventory management. This can also be applied into shipment tracking, invoice processing, and so on. So there are many cases out there. So depending, your enabled cross-functional team is in the right position now to go and to understand go and understand and kind of list these different digital use cases. So first of all, you have the very high level readiness plan with you. After the high level readiness plan with you, you have got the executive buy-in to basically chart your journey to the state of your organization. You have identified a CDO, the Chief Digital Officer. You have built a cross-functional team. You have also enabled them on the digital transformation technology so that they should be able to drive the change, drive the digital transformation journey. Now, this leads to the next part of the assessment. Again, here we are talking about the assessment. Now, this particular assessment is needed. Now, the earlier assessment that we did, it was a kind of high order assessment. We did not go very deep dive. If we try to kind of classify the assessment, we can, if we say L0, L0, L1, L2, L3, and L4. So when we did the readiness assessment, that time we were talking somewhere on L0 and L1. But the moment we formed a team and we have the relevant skill set available with us, now we are talking about little detailed assessment. Okay. Now this particular assessment, when you try to do, it is always preferred to have the right partner who can help you to basically identify, to basically kind of validate the different business use cases, to validate the understanding and so on. We, the car technologies, bring that required expertise, the experience of digital transformation. We also have the understanding of on the width and the breadth of different solution and technologies in order to perform such assessment. Back to our discussion. So your I was talking about the cross-functional team and so on. So now your cross-functional team, along with partner, they will start putting up the business value maps. I mean, this is where actually you will start breaking the different kind of business processes or the business capability that you have across your company. So here you will start right from the top, and they will try to delve into the details of that. One more reason, why should you have the partner along with you when you try to do that digital assessment? See, there are two potential reasons I could quote here. Number one is the expertise and the experience that the partner bring along, since they were part of the different digital transformation journeys with other customers. They are also having a kind of good understanding of the different technologies and the different things with them, so they can definitely help you there. The second potential reason which I see by bringing the third party into the assessment that you need before you embark on your digital transformation journey is the unbiased perspective. Since they are not part of your organization, so definitely they can bring the fresh and unbiased perspective, which would definitely help to basically understand the potential opportunities and challenges when it comes to your digital transformation. One of the example that I would like to quote, this is from one of our customer. So that company is a medium-sized professional services company. They are based out of India. So basically, they have charted on their digital transformation journey. They have done all the steps. They have got the management buy-in, executive buy-in. They have built their CDO. They have identified the cross-functional team. They have done all of those things. One of the classic example which happened with them, but they did not embark or they did not get along with any of the partner to do their digital transformation assessment. So the example that I want to bring is from their LMS, that is a learning management system. So what happened? There are two kind of initiatives happened simultaneously in their company. So the one team, they were working to implement the learning management solution off the shelf product. There are several off the shelf product available in the market. So they selected one of the product from SAP SuccessFactors learning management system, and they started working on that. The learning management system. So the one team, they selected a learning management system off the shelf product, and they started implementing that. Whereas the other team, they started building the learning management system in-house. So there are two teams working parallelly, and when the technologies, when both the products application that they went live, so the people were confused, and it became a kind of nightmare for the HR, for the human resource team to basically convince the people to use both the system, both the learning management system at the same time. So this created a lot of havoc, a lot of problems got created, and eventually the company decided to basically put down the in-house built application, that they will not be continuing any further, and they will be continuing the off-the-shelf kind of application. So this resulted in wastage of effort. A lot of efforts got wasted. The dollar amount got also got wasted, and also this created little deviation from their digital transformation journey. This also created a kind of doubt, in their senior leadership about the capability of the team, about the digital transformation roadmap that they put up. If they would have involved for the digital assessment a partner like us or any other partner who provide the digital assessment services, they would not have ended up in such situation. So there are massive failures across the globe. If you see, there are huge failure happen across the globe when the digital transformation happens. Now, let me move on to the last part of my discussion, which is about crafting the digital transformation roadmap. In car technologies, we always say you need to kind of chart, you need to plan your digital transformation journey into three categories. You need to classify them, you need to break them into three. You need to break them as something called core, you need to break them something called edge, and then you need to break them is something called beyond edge. What do I mean by core? Once you have your business value maps available with you, you know these are all the different important value chains in your company. As an example, let's say if you come from the manufacturing company, you have the value chain of manufacturing, you have the value chain related to procurement, you have finance, you have uh, purchasing, you have got maintenance, and you have got different other departments and the value chains along with you. So the first thing comes, the basic the basic of your business, the basic departments or the basic processes of your business should be put up in the core. And from here, I am referring core as an ERP. You should go for some of the ERP which can basically address and kind of help you to automate your business processes. The next part comes is the edge solution. Now, as a part of your supply chain management, as a part of your financial planning, you may need to have a lot of data to basically do the effective financial planning. In order to do that, you may need ample of data. For that, you need to store the data in your data warehouses and so on. And again, you need to start visualizing the data. The same is applicable for your supply chain management and different other things. Now, this becomes the second part of it. Now, as a part of your digital transformation, you can first address your core and then you can go for edge, or you can combine the core and the edge together. The next part come is on the beyond edge technologies. When I say beyond edge technologies, I am talking about the latest and the greatest kind of thing. Again, if I go back to the manufacturing example, manufacturing company. So for that, the beyond the edge technology could be the predictive maintenance, or it could be, let's say, if you come from the oil and gas kind of business, in that case, for your people to train them on the field, you can use a virtual reality kind of setup. So likewise, depending on different industry, the beyond edge definition comes up. So that is what we say when you are crafting your digital transformation journey. All you need to start with your core, then you need to go and talk on address on the edge, and then you need to go and address on the beyond edge. This is what the framework we try to bring as car technologies. This is the tried and tested kind of framework. We have deployed this framework with several clients across the globe, and they are quite happy and they're quite successful in their digital transformation. As I was speaking earlier, and I also touched upon something called BVM, which is a business value map, or the business capability mapping, or you can also say in the term called BPML, which is the business process master list. So and again, your competent team from this BVM, they also kind of identified a heat map when it comes to the capability of the different value chains in your organization. And they also identified the potential use cases. Now you can take and combine the couple of the use cases and to basically start the digital assessment. When it comes to our framework, we have the required expertise of the people who can do that. We have the process, this particular framework. And again, we also have got a tool, the KaarTech, which can help to do the digital transformation assessment. Now, this particular assessment can happen in different sizes. It can happen depending on the context of the company, depending on the size of the organization. It can happen in the t-shirt sizes. We call it the small, the medium, and the large. Again, a discussion can be taken to basically talk and decide on that. These are the different outcomes that we produce from the digital transformation consulting that we engage with the customer. It offers you the deliverable in 5 broad categories or 6 broad categories, I would say. Number 1 is going to be the business architecture. It gives you the business transformation use case and the different nitty-gritties of the business architecture as a part of deliverable. Then it talks about the data. It talks about the different data that you have in your organization. That data is your master data. For example, let's say the item master or the customer or the vendor and so on. The data also comprise of the different transactional data. There is a huge data that come as a part of the different transactions that happen across your organization. The data also comprise of the historical kind of data. So that becomes the second part of the deliverable, that is a data architecture. Then comes the application architecture. As I gave one of the example of that learning management system from one of our customer. So the redundancy of the application should be avoided. So as a part of application architecture, that is very important. And now it is a time where people want to go and they want to select the best of the breed technology for a particular need. They don't want to depend on one sole technology provider for the everything of their business. That does not happen. So that composability of the architecture becomes another important aspect of this entire transformation. So we try to address both the composability of the architecture as well as the event driven architecture. The next part comes the technology. We also try to address the technological needs for that particular digital transformation. One more aspect which is very important is the cyber security part of it. So that also we try to address as a part of the assessment services that we provide. Finally, last but not least, the different organization change management needs that we try to do. This is all put up together. We try to deliver kind of comprehensive, solid roadmap with the different small or mini project that should happen as a part of the deployment phase of those different projects. When it comes to executing the project, so I think we all are aware of the agile methodology. We all are aware of the DevOps and the CI/CD and different other concepts which are very important as a part of the digital transformation. So with this, I would like to hand over the session to Girish for the different success stories that we have in our past. Girish, over to you, please.
Thank you, Shoyeb, for an elaborate discussion. Everyone, thank you again for joining us today. And I would like to cover the use cases or the success stories that we have done for our other customers who are in various aspects or were in various regions of their digital journey, right? So I want to talk about a few use cases. Considering the timeline, let me rush through, and maybe I will give you more time for you to ask your questions later. So talking about the first use case that you see on the screen is building the transformation case using KTurn and also our DTC services that we have. So KTurn, as Shoyeb was mentioning, is our digital transformation tool, which enables a digital transformation in a much more shorter cycle and can get you to that point in a rapid methodology. So what we did was basically we did a 8-week digital transformation consulting to build business case for the transformation. So we did their assets analysis, 2B analysis, everything was done. Studied the business pains, understood their business strategy, and coupled it all together. Business case, including software solutions, deployment options, transformation approach, everything was given to them. So the entire business strategy or the entire data strategy or any transformation strategy was taken care. And KTurn AI, as I mentioned, accelerated this entire journey by providing insights into the current mode. So it just plugs onto your ERP system and it gives you all the insights that you need out of it. So this is one use case. Moving on to the next use case, we have. So moving on to the next one, this is something that we did for an industry automation major who has close to 4,000 employees, and they are based out of the United States, wherein we helped them having various company codes in various branches operate, and this customer had various diversifications that we had to do in their assets process. So this was a 16-week assignment. We considered the same approach. We coupled their strategy along with their business pain points. We were able to give them a digital transformation consulting. We studied the business pains and the aspirations they had with the 3 to 5 year transformation roadmap that was given to them. And it is currently in progress also. And the business case details, including the return on investment, the data migration strategy, the innovation strategy, everything closely coupled and integrated with their business strategy was also given to them. And as previously mentioned, KTurn.ai played an integral part in running the assessment and giving us the detailed system study also. So these are some things that we have done for other customers. So I would also want to touch upon some use cases, okay, that we have done, specific use cases that can be deployed to any organization irrespective of your journey in the digital transformation. So these can help piece your systems together so that you can get there, right? So be it a AML use case or a big data use case, that will get you there. So the first one is a demand prediction system that we did for a utilities industry, a utilities major in Saudi Arabia, wherein we were able to predict exactly what the demand was at any point of time. So based on their historical data, based on other open data that is going to influence your prediction, we are able to give them on any particular day or any particular time at what region or what location your demand is going to be, so that they can stock the demand or they can stock the goods in that particular location to avoid understocking or overstocking of any of the materials. And if you see, this had a very high accuracy of close to 97% also. This is a OCR system that we did for another industry in the United States, wherein they were able to automate the entire documentation process. So consider any documents, right, that you get, hard copies, soft copies that you have a clerk that is manually reading this document and typing everything into the system. A manual entry is being made every time. You have the system done. It saves you a lot of time. It can extract the information using the OCR technology that is embedded, and it saves a lot of time. So let's consider it this way. You have a 2000 employee organization spending close to 2 hours per day just in inputting data, just entering data. And having this particular operation or this particular digital platform will help save them a lot of time, and it is close to a 15 man-month effort that is saved for per month. Okay, so that's something to note. The next use case that we have is chatbots. So right now, chat GPT, generative AI is the buzzword all around. So you have chatbots that can practically do anything for you. It can be a virtual assistant for you. It can give you any information. It can do any job for you. So we did this for another public sector in Saudi Arabia, pertaining to their Vision 2030, wherein every information they got it from the chatbot. So gone are the days wherein you have to go into multiple T codes, multiple systems, go into T codes, query data, check all the data. Whereas now you can go to your chatbot, just like how you ask your assistant. You can just basically ask it any question. Hey, what's my revenue? Hey, what's my cost? And it will give you the details. Or you can also ask it, what is my pending purchase request that I'll have to approve? And it will give you all the pending requests, and you can directly approve it from here. So this is something we can also have to accelerate your digital journey. The next use case, one last use case, is targeted towards the consumer-based segment. We did this for a manufacturing segment, wherein they were able to calculate or find out the polarity of the feedback that they got. So we were able to tap information from the manual forms they generated, the Google Forms, the surveys that they sent out, email analysis, the complaints and inquiries that they got, Twitter analysis connecting to their social media, and also manual analysis of all the data, all the comments that they got pertaining to their industry, pertaining to a particular material or a service. And we are able to find the polarity of that comment, if it's positive or negative. And we didn't stop there. We were also able to find out why was it positive and negative. The system will identify and give you the core aspect of that reason, so that you can put specific focus on a particular point of view and get that solved to improve your polarity with your customers as well. So these are some use cases that can be done to any industry pertaining to your business pain points and business use cases. And irrespective of where you stand in your digital transformation journey now, this can be set up there. So you can set it up with your current landscape. You can also have a digital transformation journey and also set it up there. But the key is you always complete the journey that you're taking, and you get to the digital transformed organization that you are aiming towards. Okay, so this is something that I want to cover. So I think that brings us to the end of our presentation.
Wow, thank you, Mr. Shoyeb and Girish, for a mind-boggling session. I'm confident that our audience has found your presentations not only informative but also inspiring. Thank you, speakers, for shedding some light on the areas that needed a little more clarity. I hope all the doubts are cleared, and I request the participants to kindly reflect on the key takeaways and the valuable discussions we've had today. Finally, dear all, please allow me to say that the webinar has now reached the final leg. Last but not the least, thank you all once again for your active participation, insightful questions, and thoughtful engagement. We have covered a wealth of knowledge today, and I hope you found this webinar as informative and engaging as I have. A special thank you to our esteemed speakers, Mr. Shoaib and Mr. Girish, for their exceptional insights and expertise delivered today. On behalf of our entire team, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for your presence and participation today. We look forward to welcoming you back to our future webinars and events. Thank you, everyone. Please have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining today. Have a great day ahead.